Hey everybody, welcome to this week's Oracle card guidance and lesson. We're actually doing the Astro Oracle reading. Now I want you to pay attention. So I'm going to be doing one card per sign. It got kind of complicated when I was doing 2 cards per sign, so we're going to do 1 card per sign. Now, you're going to look at your sun sign, and if you know your ascendant and your moon, you're going to read 3 cards out of this 12 card reading. That is going to be your unique imprint for this week that's going to be accompanied by yesterday's 6 card reading. So you put them together, and I know it'll blow your mind because everybody tells us it does. All right, so I'm going to start with Aries. Aries for this week is education in the protection position. So that means Aries, don't make like you're a know-it-all. You have a lot to learn this week. It's a great week for you to dive into some new education and to admit that you don't know everything. All right, now we're going to be looking at Taurus. What is the energy for Taurus this week? The Taurus energy is also in protection. It's one ring circus. Another thing that I love when these cards show up upside down, because it says, hey, guess what? You don't have to do everything by yourself, because this typically means that you think you do and no one's going to help me, but they will. Now let's look at Gemini, also upside down. That's the golden palace. So Gemini, you do not have to worry at all this week about your prosperity because it's coming. So this is the poverty consciousness when you start thinking like, is there going to be enough for me? Yes, there is. So get out of that little I'm not enough, there's not enough moment, and it won't last very long for you anyway. It typically doesn't, but FYI, get out of that. Cancers, encouragement this week, little Cancerians. Lots of encouragement coming from others, from Cledons in your world, like, you know, these kind of innocent oracles that show up for you, like on the radio or, you know, billboards or whatever. You're going to have a lot of encouragement from your environment to keep moving forward as you are. Now let's take a look at card number 5, which is Leo. So Magic Stream is also into protection. So Leo, you have to be careful not to try to think about everything all at once and create everything all at once. This is really about narrowing your focus a little bit. You're a little bit out of flow right now. So bring yourself back into flow. That's really all you have to do, is just be mindful of that. Now let's take a look at Virgo. So Virgo is metamorphosis. And metamorphosis is, just like we talked about in yesterday's reading, is the process of change that has very specific kind of, you know, elements to it, which is the death of the old brings a new life, and that's all inherent in it. So remember that that's part of the process that you're going through this week. Let stuff go. If it doesn't feel like it's working for you, who cares? Just let it go. Hi, it's the puppy break time, and Coco doesn't like it, but we have to have all 3 dogs in these puppy breaks. Okay, so check it out. If you like this video, which I hope you will, you're going to subscribe to the channel. And when you do, bing, up comes a little bell. And if you click on that bell, you're going to get a notification every time I upload one of these readings. We usually do about 2 a week, the 6 card reading, the overarching theme, and the Astro Oracle reading. So check it out. Hope you join us. And don't forget to leave a comment, because Coco will not read them. I'll tell you that right now, but I will. Gentle Gardener again is showing up for you, and this is Libra. Libra, remember, anything that you think about often enough is going to start showing up in your environment. The Gentle Gardener is that reminder that if you're going to think about what's not working, you're going to see more of that. So really decide how you want to focus your energy. Who are you spending time with? You know, how are you spending your time, for example? So really, really pay attention to that, and make sure that if you want this year to be your best year yet, or this week to be your best year, or the day to be your best day, do that. All right. Deep Freeze, beautiful card for Scorpio. That's the Dreamer's card. That's the card that says what you should be doing right now is staying still, being in that winter moment of dreaming your world into being. That the next right actions will show up in due time, but this is the week for you to be dreaming. That's a beautiful card for you. Now we have Sagittarius. So Sagittarius is about the storm fields. Interesting how some of these cards were in that reading that I did yesterday. So storm fields are for you all about stirring things up. Things will be stirred up. It's up to you whether or not you want to take shelter or jump right in and get into that rainstorm. Regardless of it, it's going to be very positive after the fact. So just bear with it. Any kind of chaos, conflict, stormy stuff that comes up for you now, you have to decide whether you're going to get in it or take shelter till it's over. Now we have Capricorn. The next 3 cards, by the way, are all upside down in protection. So Capricorn is magic prayer in the protection position, which really kind of says that you might be feeling like everybody else is going to get theirs and you're not going to get yours. So, or that your prayers won't be answered. And you have to remember that prayers are answered in the form that is decided by the divine, not by us. So there is divinity in all things, including stalls, including when you get stuck, including when things don't go exactly as you want them to, etc. So remember that there still is divinity in what appears to you to be less than. Okay, Ghostlands is in the protection position for Aquarius. So be really careful that you don't go too far into the past, thinking about the good old days, talking about what was, what you loved about it, whatever, or talking about the future, about how scary it is, or about how you don't see yourself in it, or how many big ideas that you have about the future, because neither one of them have any substance for you at all. So be careful not to get trapped there. Where you want to be right now is in the now. And Pisces, follow the leader. Pisces is a little bit wishy-washy this week. And that's kind of the way you are a little bit. There's a mystical, dreamy quality about all Pisces, and you're fascinating people. And this is the week for you to remember what leads you. So this is like, what thought do I want to follow? Like, what action do I want to follow through on? Don't be all over the map this week. Pick and get narrow with your focus, and you're going to have a very, very good week. Okay, everybody. If you like this, you want to subscribe to my channel. The Astro Oracle card reading is done many different ways. You can just choose your sun sign. You can do all 3 signs. If you don't know what they are, go to astro.com and put your birth data in there and you'll find out what it is. Or you can just, again, you just use a simple reading. Bye.